Judy Malinowski was a fighter. A single mother of two young girls, she faced life's challenges head-on. She was known for her infectious laugh and her unwavering love for her children. Her strength and resilience were tested in unimaginable ways. Her story is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the pursuit of justice. This is the story of Judy Malinowski, a legacy of courage and resilience. August 2, 2015, began like any other summer day in Gahanna, Ohio. The sun was shining, casting a warm glow over the bustling town. Unbeknownst to Judy, this ordinary day would soon transform into a horrific nightmare, a day forever etched in the annals of tragedy. It was a day that would test the limits of human cruelty and ignite a firestorm of grief, anger, and a relentless pursuit of justice. Judy's path that day led her to a seemingly ordinary gas station, a place where people routinely stopped for fuel and went about their day. The air was thick with the familiar smell of gasoline, a scent that would forever be linked to the horrific events that were about to unfold. Little did she know that this mundane location would become the stage for a horrific act of violence, a place where her life would be irrevocably altered. As Judy went about her business at the gas station, unaware of the danger lurking nearby, her ex-boyfriend, Michael Slager, lay in wait. Fueled by rage and a twisted sense of possessiveness, he had been consumed by jealousy and anger since their separation. His obsession had festered, growing into a toxic cocktail of resentment and hatred. Slager's presence at the gas station was no coincidence. It was a carefully calculated act, a plan he had meticulously crafted in the darkest corners of his mind. Driven by a perverse desire for revenge, he had stalked Judy's movements, waiting for the opportune moment to unleash his fury upon her. And on this seemingly ordinary summer day, that moment had arrived. The confrontation was sudden and brutal. Slager, fueled by rage, doused Judy with gasoline. Judy watched in terror as Slager ignited a raging inferno. Flames roared, transforming the gas station into a scene of horror. Judy's screams pierced the air, a desperate plea for mercy. The intense heat left behind a charred and broken body. Judy's will to live and see justice served ignited a spark of hope. The acrid smell of smoke and the sound of sirens pierced the air. The gas station, once mundane, was now a chaotic tableau of horror. Firefighters battled flames, their bravery stark against the cowardice that ignited the blaze. Every second counted as they fought to control the inferno. Witnesses, still in shock, struggled to recount the events. Paramedics reached Judy, her body ravaged by the fire. The ambulance sped through the streets, its siren a wailing lament. Inside, paramedics worked feverishly, a desperate prayer for a miracle. News of the attack spread through Gahanna like wildfire, leaving a trail of shock and disbelief. Friends and neighbors gathered outside the hospital, united in concern for Judy and her daughters. Inside, doctors and nurses worked tirelessly to save Judy's life. Her burns, covering over 90% of her body, were horrific. The media captured the outpouring of support, turning her story into a rallying cry for justice. Despite the grim prognosis, Judy clung to life with tenacity. Her spirit, fueled by an unwavering will to live, refused to yield. Her hospital room became a sanctuary of love and support. Family and friends rallied around her, their presence a constant source of strength. Judy's daughters became her reason for living, their faces a source of motivation in her fight for survival. As weeks turned into months, whispers of hope began to circulate. Judy's condition showed signs of improvement, a testament to her indomitable will. While Judy's physical wounds slowly began to heal, the emotional scars ran deep, a constant reminder of the horror she had endured. Nightmares plagued her sleep, vivid and terrifying flashbacks. The terror in her attacker's eyes haunted her waking hours. Judy faced a long and arduous road to recovery, her body a patchwork of scars, a constant reminder of the pain. Yet her spirit remained unbroken, her determination undeterred. The road ahead would be long and arduous, filled with challenges. There would be days when the pain was unbearable. But Judy was a fighter, her spirit forged in adversity, determined to reclaim her life and ensure justice. She drew strength from her family and friends, and from countless strangers inspired by her will to live. As news of Judy's ordeal spread beyond the town limits, a wave of sympathy and support began to swell. People from all walks of life were moved by her story of survival. Outrage and a desire for justice ignited across the nation. Donations poured in for her medical expenses. Candlelight vigils were held in her honor. Messages of support flooded social media. Volunteers rallied around Judy's family. Local businesses donated necessities. The community became a lifeline for Judy. This outpouring of love and support was a testament to the power of human connection. Despite the excruciating pain, Judy was determined to ensure her attacker would be brought to justice. She knew her voice, though weakened, was her most powerful weapon. With resolve, she vowed to tell her story, to expose the truth of what happened that fateful day. Her injuries made speaking nearly impossible, her voice reduced to a raspy whisper. Undeterred, Judy searched for alternative ways to communicate. With the help of her medical team and loved ones, she explored assistive communication devices. The process was slow and arduous, requiring immense patience. But Judy persevered, driven by belief in the power of her voice. She practiced tirelessly, her spirit undeterred by setbacks. Slowly, she began to regain control over her ability to communicate. Judy's determination extended beyond her immediate circle. She understood her story could raise awareness about domestic violence. With each word, she resolved to seek justice and empower others. She aimed to give courage to those suffering in silence. Throughout her recovery, Judy's thoughts rarely strayed from her two daughters. Their faces became a source of comfort and motivation. She yearned to hold them, to reassure them she was fighting to stay alive. The hospital walls felt like an insurmountable chasm separating Judy from her children. The thought of them growing up without her was unbearable. She clung to the hope of reading them bedtime stories again. Knowing her time might be limited, Judy resolved to leave them a legacy of strength. She wanted them to know she never gave up, fighting for her life and justice. She began to dictate messages to her daughters filled with love and hope. She shared her dreams for their future, urging them to embrace life. These messages would serve as a source of comfort and inspiration. Judy's love transcended the physical limitations of her injuries. It became a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. As Judy's condition improved, so did her ability to communicate. Her voice, though weak, grew stronger with each day. The legal battle ahead would be long, but Judy was prepared to fight. Knowing her injuries might prevent her from testifying in court, Judy agreed to provide a video deposition. It was a daunting task, requiring immense strength. Yet, she faced the camera with courage, determined to tell her story. The weight of her testimony was immense. Judy's words painted a chilling picture of the events that led to her state. She recounted the abuse, the escalating threats, and the culminating act of violence. Her voice, though trembling, never wavered in conviction. The video deposition became pivotal evidence in the case. It gave voice to her suffering, demanding accountability and justice. Her words reached out to the jury, the judge, and the world. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation. Reporters huddled together, their whispers contrasting the gravity of the proceedings. The air crackled with tension. This was not just another case, it was a story of cruelty and resilience. All eyes turned to the defense table as Michael Slager entered the courtroom. Slager, indifferent, seemed unfazed by the charges. His eyes, devoid of remorse, darted around the room. The prosecution, armed with evidence and Judy's testimony, was determined to hold Slager accountable. The prosecution's opening statement painted a vivid picture of Judy's life before the attack. They spoke of her strength and determination to see justice served. The defense sought to downplay Slager's actions, portraying him as driven by passion. They argued the attack was a crime of passion, not premeditated. Their words rang hollow, a desperate attempt to deflect responsibility. Judy, though unable to attend the trial, was ever present in the hearts of those fighting for justice. Her story and courage served as a guiding light for the prosecution. They carried the weight of her expectations, determined to ensure her voice was heard. The prosecution meticulously presented their case, introducing witnesses who testified to Slager's history of violence. They presented evidence of his stalking, threats, and lack of remorse. Each piece of evidence added to the portrait of a man consumed by rage. The defense attempted to poke holes in the prosecution's case. However, their efforts seemed futile against the overwhelming evidence. Judy's family and friends sat stoically, their presence a testament to love and justice. They listened intently, their presence a silent vigil. They had promised Judy they would fight for her, and they intended to keep that promise. The most powerful moment arrived when the prosecution played Judy's video deposition. The courtroom fell silent as her image flickered to life. Her voice filled the room with quiet strength. Her words painted a harrowing picture of the attack and its impact. For those moments, it was as if Judy was present in the courtroom. Her testimony transcended time and space, transporting the jury to that fateful day. Judy's words resonated, their impact amplified by the silence. The jury, visibly moved, listened intently. Slager, impassive throughout the trial, shifted uncomfortably. The defense attempted to counter the emotional impact, reminding the jury of the legal burden of proof. However, their words fell flat, dwarfed by the power of Judy's voice. As the trial drew to a close, anticipation filled the air. The jury deliberated for days, weighing the evidence and arguments. The weight of their decision was immense. Finally, the jury reached a decision. The courtroom fell silent as the foreman read the verdict. Guilty. A collective gasp rippled through the room, followed by an outpouring of emotion. Tears of relief and gratitude flowed freely. Judy's family and friends embraced their pursuit of justice, culminating in this moment. While nothing could erase the pain, the guilty verdict offered hope. It was a victory for Judy and all victims of domestic violence. Even as the courtroom celebrated, a sense of loss lingered. Judy, the driving force behind the pursuit of justice, was not there to witness it. Her absence cast a shadow over the proceedings. Yet amidst the grief, a new purpose took root. Judy's family emerged, determined to honor her memory by transforming her tragedy into change. They understood true justice required a shift in how society addressed domestic violence. Fueled by grief and love, they embarked on a mission to prevent others from experiencing their pain. Their advocacy began with a simple message. Judy's story mattered. They shared her story, using the media to amplify her message of resilience and justice. Their message ignited a national conversation about domestic violence. Judy's story became a rallying cry for change and legislative action. It was a testament to the power of one person's story to inspire a movement. The fight for legislative change is rarely swift. It requires tireless advocacy and determination. Judy's family, armed with her memory and support, embraced this challenge. They understood true justice meant ensuring her suffering led to meaningful change. Their efforts focused on strengthening Ohio's laws regarding domestic violence. Under existing law, the punishment did not reflect the lifelong consequences of these crimes. Judy's case became the driving force behind their push for reform. They championed a bill known as Judy's Law. This legislation aimed to ensure perpetrators faced severe consequences. The legislative process was arduous, marked by setbacks. Yet Judy's family persevered, believing their efforts would prevent others from experiencing their pain. Their advocacy ultimately proved successful. In July 2017, just 2 years after Judy's tragic death, Judy's Law was signed into law in Ohio. The legislation, a testament to her enduring legacy and the tireless advocacy of her family, marked a significant victory in the fight against domestic violence. It sent a clear message that Ohio would no longer tolerate such acts of barbarity, and that those who inflicted such pain and suffering would be held accountable. The impact of Judy's law extended far beyond the borders of Ohio. It served as a model for other states considering similar legislation, inspiring a nationwide movement to strengthen laws protecting victims of domestic violence and hold perpetrators accountable for the lifelong consequences of their actions. Judy's story, once confined to the local news cycle, had become a national call to action, a catalyst for change that transcended geographical boundaries. The passage of Judy's law was just the beginning. Judy's family, their commitment to her legacy unwavering, continued to advocate for greater awareness about domestic violence, working tirelessly to educate the public, support victims, and advocate for systemic change. They understood that laws alone were not enough, that true change required a fundamental shift in societal attitudes and a commitment to creating a world where domestic violence was no longer tolerated. The ripple effects of Judy's story continued to spread, inspiring countless individuals to become involved in the fight against domestic violence. Her legacy lived on in the work of advocates, lawmakers, and everyday citizens who refused to remain silent in the face of such injustice. Judy's fight had become a collective fight, a testament to the power of one person's story to inspire a movement and create lasting change. The fight against domestic violence is far from over. It requires constant vigilance, unwavering commitment, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. Judy's story serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of indifference and the urgent need for continued action. Her legacy, however, offers a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of resilience, the importance of speaking truth to power, and the enduring strength of love. Judy's daughters, now teenagers, carry the weight of their mother's legacy with grace and determination. They have become advocates in their own right, sharing their story and working to ensure that no other child has to endure the pain of losing a parent to domestic violence. Their courage, a testament to their mother's unwavering love and the strength she instilled in them, inspires hope for a future where such tragedies are preventable. The fight for justice for Judy Malinowski ignited a movement that continues to gain momentum. Her story, a tragic reminder of the human cost of domestic violence, has also become a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of collective action. Her legacy lives on in every life saved, every voice empowered, and every step taken towards a future free from violence. The road ahead is long, but the path is illuminated by the memory of Judy's courage, her unwavering pursuit of justice, and her enduring love for her daughters. Her story, a testament to the power of one voice to inspire a movement, serves as a beacon of hope, guiding us towards a brighter future where all individuals are safe, respected, and free from the threat of violence. Judy Malinowski's journey was one of unimaginable pain, extraordinary resilience, and a fierce dedication to seeking justice. Her story became a beacon of hope, illuminating the path towards a world where domestic violence is not tolerated. Though her life was tragically cut short, her legacy continues to inspire change. Judy's case serves as a stark reminder that domestic violence can affect anyone. It thrives in the shadows, often hidden behind closed doors. It is a pervasive issue, impacting countless individuals and families across the globe. The physical scars inflicted by domestic violence are often the most visible. But the emotional and psychological wounds run much deeper, leaving invisible marks that can linger for years, even a lifetime. Judy's story compels us to recognize the profound and long-lasting impact of these unseen scars, urging us to approach victims with empathy, understanding, and a commitment to providing comprehensive support. The trauma of domestic violence can manifest in countless ways. Anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, substance abuse, and difficulty forming healthy relationships are just a few examples. Victims often struggle to rebuild their lives, haunted by fear, self-doubt, and the constant threat of further violence. It is imperative that we, as a society, recognize these unseen scars and provide victims with the resources and support they need to heal and rebuild their lives. Creating a supportive environment for victims requires a multifaceted approach. We need to invest in accessible and affordable mental health services, provide safe and confidential shelters for those fleeing abusive situations, and educate law enforcement, healthcare providers, and educators on how to recognize and respond to signs of domestic violence. It is also crucial that we challenge the societal norms and cultural beliefs that perpetuate violence against women and create a culture of respect, equality, and accountability. Judy's story reminds us that healing from trauma takes time, patience, and unwavering support. There is no quick fix, no easy solution. It is a journey, not a destination, and it is one that victims should not have to face alone. By fostering a culture of empathy, understanding, and support, we can help victims navigate the long and difficult road to healing and reclaim their lives from the grip of violence. The fight for justice in Judy's case may have concluded with a guilty verdict and the passage of groundbreaking legislation, but the broader battle against domestic violence continues. Judy's legacy serves as a powerful reminder that we must remain vigilant in our efforts to protect victims, hold abusers accountable, and create a world where such acts of violence are unthinkable. This requires ongoing commitment, collaboration, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. We must continue to advocate for stronger laws, increased funding for victim services, and comprehensive education programs that address the root causes of domestic violence. This includes challenging gender stereotypes, promoting healthy relationship models, and fostering a culture of respect and empathy. It is also crucial that we support organizations working tirelessly on the front lines, providing shelter, counseling, legal aid, and other essential services to victims and their families. Each one of us has a role to play in ending domestic violence. We can start by educating ourselves about the issue, recognizing the warning signs, and speaking out against all forms of violence. We can support survivors by listening without judgment, believing their stories, and connecting them with resources and support services. By standing together, united in our commitment to creating a safer and more just world, we can honor Judy's legacy and create a future where every individual is valued, respected, and free from the threat of violence. Judy Malinowski's story is a stark reminder that behind the headlines and the legal battles, there are real people whose lives have been forever altered by the trauma of domestic violence. Her legacy challenges us to move beyond simply acknowledging the problem and to take concrete action to create a world where such acts of cruelty are unimaginable. Let us honor her memory by embracing this challenge with unwavering commitment, working tirelessly to ensure that her fight for justice becomes a turning point in the global movement to end domestic violence.